Today was a great day in Ben Ha's HQ, Rent My Booth, Life in Bold, Industries, Productions, Enterprises. I woke up and I had a conversation with my dad. Whenever I talk to my dad, I get motivated to go out and be a sales guy, put my business out there and make things happen. My dad has a really entrepreneurial spirit, and we love talking about how we can get more business and how we can actually strike up some conversations, especially about my photo booth, because he's really supportive of the photo booth business, which is cool to see. His brother, my uncle, is a used car salesman, which I think is a funny thing because when I tell people that, they go, oh wow, that's like really business, because a used car salesman is like the classic salesperson. It's the classic person who started a business going out and buying cars, selling cars, and there's a little bit of a stereotype of being a little tricky, but it is a skill. Selling used cars is a skill because you have to be wheeling, you have to be dealing, you have to be out there talking to people, building relationships, making sure they see the value in what you're selling. And growing up with an uncle who was a used car salesman, it was really interesting because the whole family was always proud of him and interested in how the business was going and things like that. And I think that trickled down into my business and the way that I run my business and the way that my family reacts to my business. Talking to my dad always makes me feel better about the fact that there's highs and lows, and that like some months are going to be really amazing and some months are going to be less amazing. He's always very pragmatic and practical about teaching me all about like just the idea of like saving and like the idea of making sure that I'm good when it's bad and that I'm able to stay consistent regardless of how the business is doing on a week to week basis. So after I talked to my dad, I logged into my HubSpot, which is so funny because in my last job where I was doing sales, I was using HubSpot, and there was so much about HubSpot that I liked, but there was also so much about HubSpot that I didn't like. And honestly, doing it for my own business, I love HubSpot. I understand why sales managers love Salesforce and HubSpot because they're doing the fun part, like they're going in and like seeing the numbers and analyzing things and finding opportunities for making things better. And what really sucks is being in there and sending the emails. I'm spending time optimizing and I'm spending time on the ground sending emails, getting conversations going, answering questions, and all of that stuff. What's really interesting about the photo booth business is that it's very similar to jobs that I've had in the past. It's just that I am now the boss and I'm the one making the decisions. One learning that I have is that when a business is really bigger and it's like there's like 20 people doing the same job, you have to stay consistent because everybody has to do the same thing, or else it's like you're just kind of giving out prices and negotiating poorly and stuff like that. But when you are the only person doing the job and you're in charge, you just make all your own decisions. So you want to raise the price, you can raise the price. You want to give a deal, you can give a deal. You want to have a Valentine's Day sale, you can have a Valentine's Day sale. I personally really, really enjoy the freedom of all of that. I find it to be amazing to be able to make those decisions and affect the change I want to see in my own business. I spent about 6 or 8 hours on HubSpot today, just sending emails and coming up with things to do and say, and I'm in Google Docs and in my own Gmail and ChatGPT and all kinds of different tools. I am working to generate conversations. There was a conversation I had at my last job where they said something about how like more conversations turns into more conversions. They want you to be working more and sending more emails and finding more opportunities to talk to people. But I think about that often. I think about that phrase, more conversations, more conversions. I have to say, I think it's true because today I had more conversations and got 2 solid leads for the business. I'm feeling really good. I posted a video a day or 2 ago about how things were really low, but that's exactly the nature of the business. It could be so different one week to another. And so I'm really honestly enjoying the process, even though it's hard and challenging and you want to generate more business. I do enjoy the process. I think entrepreneurship is about enjoying the lows with the highs. It's just really interesting to me, and I find it really motivating to get to the next day, to get to a place where I'm growing bigger and bigger and getting the business to be where I want it to be. That said, I'm not someone who wants my business to take over the world. And I find that that's a difference between me and working for a private equity company or a startup that has funding and investors and all of that, is that when you're working for a company that is trying to grow into absolutely maximizing the profits for the people who are running the company, you just make decisions differently. You feel desperate to take over the world, whereas I just want to run my photo booth business and have it be what funds my dreams and run it until I'm able to make more money touring, doing my podcast and my comedy and making music. It's a really interesting life, and I find that people find it interesting when I tell them about it. That's why I'm doing Building Bold, which is this series that I'm talking to you on right now. I'm really wanting to share the story and the journey behind building the life that I'm imagining for myself. So, with that, I hope you have a great day, an even better week, and may we all find the boldness to chase our dreams. Peace.